And we're pleased to welcome in one of the greats, Amy Alcott, member of both the World Golf Hall of Fame and the LPGA Hall of Fame. And here, Amy, we are playing off the Lydia Ko story from the Olympics. The old criteria to earn a spot in the LPGA Hall of Fame was 30 wins. You personally had 29 and chased that 30th win for a while. What did you think at the time about a system that said 29 wins wasn't good enough for the Hall of Fame, but 30 was?
Well, it's something that dogged me for well over a year and a half with. The old criteria had 40 wins with no majors, 35 wins with one major, and 30 wins with two majors. And, I joined the tour when I was 18 years old. You don't turn pro or play the game to be in a Hall of Fame, but I gathered a lot of wins in those years and was stuck on number 29. And the other majors that I had won didn't count for anything. I had 5 majors, so they didn't count for anything. They really determined the hierarchy in golf that they were going to, in women's golf, we're going to have a dead Hall of Fame if they didn't do something about it back in 1998, I think it was. And so that's when they developed this point system of 27 points. And so it was something that every sports writer in every city would say to me, you're going to win this week. It made the game less fun for me. Winning one more tournament was not going to prove anything to me in my career that I didn't know. And, I really do, in my conversation with Lydia about a month ago, I really do know what she was going through.
So you mentioned that rule change to 27 points. That was around 1998. As you mentioned, 1999, you are formally inducted into the LPGA Hall of Fame. That 27-point criteria has sometimes been criticized as being too high of a bar, and others say it's a Hall of Fame. It's supposed to be hard to get into. What do you think?
I think that the bar needs to be very high. The Hall of Fame rewards greatness, and it rewards character, and it honors longevity for a period of time that you've been devoted to the game and all the hours that nobody sees that you put in. It's a really tough Hall of Fame. It was back before I passed the mark. And it should remain high as far as I'm concerned. Winning's a byproduct of playing great golf. It's getting yourself into contention. You lose more than you win. And I'm in favor of it remaining tough.
And all of that being said, you have a Hall of Fame to play devil's advocate without Laura Davies, without Meg Mallon, without Hollis Stacy, among others. So keeping it tough, what else do you think can be done to adjust for players like those?
Well, the World Golf Hall of Fame has, Hollis is in it, Meg Mallon and Laura Davies are in the World Golf Hall of Fame. And so, the LPGA has its own mark, but I don't know that anything really needs to be done that much. I think that it should reward greatness, and it should reward quality of play. We're in a new era in women's golf of great athleticism. The game is very different. The players, when I was playing, people said, oh, Amy Alcott, she hits it like a man. And I used to be criticized that I was an aggressive player. But now everybody plays like that. And it's a compliment to be more athletic. And we're in this era of really quality golf that people can win more. And but it's tougher. The competition's much tougher. So I think it should remain as, difficult for everyone.
Going back to Lydia Ko, you said you had the chance to speak to her last month. She is the youngest member of the LPGA Hall of Fame, will be when she is inducted. 27 years old, 2 majors, now 3 medalists, 3 medals, including a gold this year.
Fantastic.
You turned pro at 18. By 27, you had 3 major championships. So how are you able to appreciate what Ko is doing and all she has achieved, what is now officially a Hall of Fame career at such a young age?
Well, I remember meeting Lydia at Mission Hills Country Club at then the ANA, or it was the ANA tournament, or Kraft Nabisco before that, the one that I had won. The event obviously has had several sponsors. With her little glasses on and her mom on the putting green, and the look in her eye of determination, but such a sweet person. And I felt like she had the whole world ahead of her. And part of your, not your job, but your character is mentoring other great players that you think along the way. I saw that in Annika, and I still talk to her about her early days when she had just joined the tour. But with Lydia, she really won a lot of tournaments there, and then she had that lull. And I just think that she will relish this. Players don't seem to, in this era right now, seem to be playing as long. They accomplish a goal and then they move on. I remember Annika Sorenstam telling me one of the greatest things that I ever said to her was, "Don't forget to stop and smell the roses along the way." And that's exactly what I told Lydia. One more tournament is not going to tell the world that you're any better a player than you are. You've made your mark in women's golf and you've given back, and you can continue to do that and give back in a bigger way, even if you step back from the game.
You didn't have the chance to play in the Olympics. You have played in plenty of international big events. It really seemed like on the men's side and the women's side in Paris this year, golf had its moment, that the athletes who were there truly appreciated the magnitude of the moment, whether it was Scottie Scheffler breaking down or Lydia Ko breaking down after receiving a gold medal. What do you think the impact of golf in these Olympic Games is going to be?
Well, I know that people labored over should golf even be in the Olympics? And I've always thought that golfers are athletes, contrary to what a lot of sports writers used to write about. That I remember reading in the Los Angeles Times every year, are golfers athletes? Well, they're overweight and they're not in shape and whatever. But this was when I was a kid. And now the golfers are the epitome of athletes. And just even in heat, to be able to walk 18 holes for 5.5 hours, golfers are athletes. And it's always been kind of a controversial thing. Golfers are more, as I said earlier, more athletic and better form. You have to last 4 days playing competitive golf. It's just not going out and playing golf. So, I think America shines brightly. I'm glad to, changing the subject for a second, to see that the USGA is coming out with this developmental program to further the quality of young players' golf in the United States, and kind of give back, and so that we have a real future in golf. The United States is producing the best of the best.
Well, with the U.S. Women's Amateur wrapping up, the Men's Am this week, and now the Olympics concluding, excellent timing, certainly, for all of those developments. Amy Alcott joining us on Golf Central. Amy, thanks a lot for the time.
Thank you, Whit. Great to be with you.